Welcome to this week's Intuition Diary, and this week I'm going to talk about how we continue to embrace spirituality and intuition into our everyday life when there's a lot in the world to be scared about right now. You may have heard me say before, I do not watch news programmes. I've had to stop watching comedy news programmes as well because I'm very careful about what comes into my inner circle, into my dance space, as I call it. But I do check a news website once a day, usually check the BBC News website in the morning. So being spiritual and intuitive means we can't ignore what's going on the planet. We can't ignore what's happening in the earthly realm because we are humans here on this planet. But we can have different responses and reactions to what most other people do. And it is scary in the big wide world out there. But I live with hope. And hope is a really powerful vibrational frequency. Is it an emotion? I don't know. Is it a feeling? Definitely. The more of us that can hope, meditate for, pray for, if praying is your thing, and stay in that vibrational frequency of hope that things can be improved and better for everyone, for the highest good, the more there is a chance of that actually happening. It's the same process as co-creating, that's manifesting. If you want to manifest something for yourself, you know that you have to feel it, you have to ask the universe, and if you work with me on these things, you know that I call manifest co-creating. And co-creating means that we're asking the universe to help us with something. We put it out to the universe, what we'd like to have, and remember, what you want is always the feeling. It's never about asking for an object or something specific. It's about the feeling that that thing will give us. That's what we want to manifest. So for a peaceful world, for a non-conflictual world, for a happier world, I don't know what the details are for those things, and I don't need to know. That's why we can ask for, we want the feeling, we want a peaceful world. We want a world where everyone has freedom and their human rights, and that gives us a feeling of peace, equality and fairness. And when more of us come together to feel this, we create a collective. And then a collective co-creation manifestation process starts with the universe, and that's how we can change things. Does that stop me feeling scared? Not all the time, no. Sometimes I still do feel scared for what's going to happen in the world, but I know I can switch my vibrational frequency to choose to stay with hope. I hope and I meditate for a better world with peace, equality, fairness and justice for all. And when you think about it, this is what dawned on me this week when I was thinking about all of this from my conscious mind. Manifesting and co-creating is a bit like an election. You don't always get to co-create and manifest what you want because it might not be in your highest good. You might ask the universe for it, but you don't really feel or believe that's what you want. It's just what you think you should have. And the universe may choose not to make it happen at the time you want because the conditions aren't right. There's other things that need to come into play before you can manifest what it is that you want. And that's what happens in an election, isn't it? A collective comes together, they vote, and the side that gets the most votes gets to create a government, gets to be in power, supposedly. Now, that's what happens in the real world, but there's the spiritual intuitive equivalent of that, which is we vote with our soul, we vote with our higher self, we vote with our higher vibrational frequency. And the more of us continue to vote that way, the more we can bring change in the world. So this week, when you feel that sense of feeling scared coming over you, deep breath and put yourself back into hope and trust. I hope for a peaceful world. If that's what you want, it's what I want. I hope for a peaceful world with equality, justice for all and human rights in place. I want more than that, but that's my starting point. And I put that out to the universe that we can co-create it, and I ask the universe to make that a collective co-creation for everyone else who feels the same way as I do. And that's when the collective starts to make a difference. That's how we can make a difference without dealing with the earthly stuff that really we have no control or power over. But we have choice about how we choose to feel, and the vibrational frequencies, the thought patterns and the behaviours we want to have and be in the world. And the other thing I do when I feel kind of scared about what's going on, to remind me to take that deep breath and shift my vibrational frequency, I like to touch something. So if you have a pendant that you wear that has meaning for you, or a bracelet, just touch it and say, right, deep breath, I'm shifting my vibrational frequency. This one I have is actually white jasper for peace. I've got this recently to put into the store, and I've bought one for myself. I wear this a lot. And this one is for wisdom, which I use as well. You can choose what you have. If you've already got something like this, remember, deep breath, bring yourself back to that vibrational frequency. And that's my thoughts on how we can be spiritual and intuitive in the world and deal with all the stuff that's happening at the same time. And I hope this is useful and helpful to you. Thanks for watching. I'll see you next week. Bye. Hello to you and welcome to this week's Intuition Diary. And this week I want to talk about how do we deal with the fear we feel around the world in our real life every day. I know it's deep and meaningful, so if this is not for you, I understand. But if it is for you and you think, yes, I do feel it, but you know, I also believe and hope there's a lot of good in the world and that things can be different, then stay with me, because we're on the same page, as the saying goes. I do not watch news programmes. When the news comes on the radio, if I'm in the car, I mute it. I am very careful about how I curate the news I take in. Can you see the pub? As soon as I start talking.